Alright guys, OpenAI just announced their new 4.0 image generation yesterday as of filming this video. So this is all new, and I wanted to just showcase very quickly for everyone that's curious what this new image generation model does in terms of new features and how it's an improvement over the previous one. I just wanted to showcase what the old model did versus the new one. So to do this, I'm using Google Gemini as an example, because a lot of LLMs like Gemini were using the previous version of image generation algorithms, and my example is that I'm going to generate an image and make subtle changes and show you how the OpenAI version does it and how the general other LLMs do it using the legacy models. So, using Google Gemini, I asked it to generate an image of a man in a suit, and it does so. For some reason, the head's cut off. It's Google. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. But here it is, a man in a suit. And then I ask it to change the suit white. So we scroll down, and technically the suit is white. So it does what I ask it for. But obviously it's not the same image. It basically generated an image as if I asked it to generate a man in a white suit, because everything is different in this image. The background is different, even the guy's face is different. This looks like an entirely different guy. In this photo he's standing in sort of a white office building, or just a white background, and you could see some shadows that represent maybe a window with some sun coming through. And in this photo, when I ask it to make the suit white, he's standing outside what looks like the top of a parking structure, and there's a cityscape behind him with what looks like maybe a sunset off in the distance. But everything's different. Like, his face is different. His tie is different. The way he's standing is different. It's basically an entirely different photo. But if we go to OpenAI 4.0, and I ask it to generate of a man in a suit, well, first off, the quality of the image is just amazing. It's very high definition. This looks like a real photo, opposed to this one. It looks a little uncanny valley. But here, this version of ChatGPT, these images don't look like a 3D render. They look like a real professional photo shoot. So I ask it to make the suit white, and here's where things change for all of us. It makes the suit white, but it keeps the context of the original image the same. The guy's face is exactly the same. It's the same guy, the same setting, the same pose, even down to the tie. The tie looks the same. The collar, the positioning of everything is 100% the same. But the suit is now white. That's impressive, because this means you could iterate over and over from the initial photo and build upon it. Whereas with something like Gemini, you couldn't do that. You ask it to change one thing, and it's just going to generate you a random new image, but include the detail that you asked it for. That's not very helpful, because that's just you prompting new prompts every time, even though you're asking for a change. This time, things are different. Now you could keep going with the iterations. So I asked it to change the suit white, which it did. And then I asked it to... I said, now the man is putting a leather bag into the front trunk of a supercar. And here we are. The guy looks the same suit. Every detail of the man is the same. But now he's putting the bag... Now he's putting a bag in the front trunk of a supercar. Okay, take note of the background context, the car and the bag. Because in the next iteration, I ask it to make the car vinyl wrapped in a metallic blue/purple. It keeps the exact same context. even down to the detail of the bag. If you notice, the bag has, this clip that you pull over the zipper. Take note of the little pocket here, and everything. You scroll up to the initial photo, the details of the bag, the material, and everything is 100% the same. The changes that I ask it for, it does it without altering the context, which is amazing. So I do it again. My next iteration is a big bumblebee flies near him, and he gets spooked and drops the bag in fear. So we go from this, scroll down, there we go. Amazing. This is the first time in a while where OpenAI releases a new update, and I'm pretty impressed by what they did. Again, take note of the details of the bag. The bag stays the same throughout all the iterations of the photo. And what's impressive is the car. So in the first time we see the car, you can see that there's vents here. We can see the grill. Take note of like the details of the grill and the headlights. It understands that if you reposition the angle of the car, that the grill should look a certain way. So remember, this is the vent. You go down, look at the vent. It stays consistent. The headlights are consistent. Even the details within the front trunk is consistent. And the man, his face is the same guy throughout the whole photo. So you could keep going and going. And that's basically, the new 4.0 image generation. You could change subtle details and it will do it accurately. And also, I forgot to point out the background. With Gemini, the whole setting changes. The whole background changes. But here, note the concrete background with the garden, the trees and stuff. It's the same. Even the reflection on the car, it's reflecting the trees in the distance. And that will keep going until you ask it to change. So if you're wondering what's the big deal is and why is this trending, or you want to understand what's going on, this is what's going on. And it will just get better from here, because right now we're limited to just pictures, but imagine video. I think they did this with the video too. I think Sora has this. I didn't jump in and try it yet. Maybe I'll make another video. But as computing power increases, as these AI companies have more resources to pull from and more nuclear power or whatever, imagine just changing details within a big project with high definition 4K videos and images, and you could just prompt color changes. Or let's just say you have a Hollywood movie and you want to render the video through AI and change the details of what a CGI company did. You didn't like the way this CGI company did something? Well, let's just take their work and throw AI in there and change some details, and there you go. You have a hybrid of CGI made by real people and CGI made with AI, and it keeps the context of what you want to keep. So that's what's going on. Anyways, I hope this demonstration was helpful for you guys that were curious. Very impressive. And, the future is uncertain. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more content, because there will be more content.